Hello students! So this will be the first video in the sequencer project, the Audiotool sequencer project. So hopefully you've already got your Audiotool account created. Go ahead and log into Audiotool. If you're on a Chromebook, you'll have a link down at the bottom of your page that'll have this A. You can just click on that, or if you're on a regular computer, make sure you're using Chrome for your browser. And then you can just go to audiotool.com and log in that way. At any rate, what we're going to do is enter the studio if you're not already there. And first thing we are going to do once it loads is we're going to create a new project. And you can go ahead and close this tip of the day. And anytime you create a new project, you're going to have a mixing board front and center. We'll talk more about that in the future. And then this device up here, this is your headphone output. And so there's one knob on this headphone output that you can click on and turn up or down by dragging the mouse. That'll turn your headphone volume up or down in the program. So that's good to know. Both of these devices, if you click on them, you can move them around. And you can see when I move it around, the cable that connects the two kind of follows around, and it'll stretch out and shrink up depending on where you have them. It's important that you keep these connected by the cable. If they ever get disconnected, because you click on something accidentally or whatever, if you zoom into the top here, you can see that it says some out, and there's an arrow that points away from the mixer. And this one has got just one input on it. The arrow is pointing in. So those are the two that you need to have connected so that your sound will come out of your speakers. All right. While we're on it, let's talk about zooming in and out. That is the one thing about Audiotool that I think is a little bit, I don't want to say glitchy, but it's just a little bit hard to kind of navigate. So if you pinch and squeeze on your trackpad, you can zoom in and out. But it's a little bit sensitive. And if you zoom out too much, things can get really small. And also sometimes when you zoom in, you can see that the side here, I lose some of those controls. And so you have to zoom out quite a bit for those controls to come back, and then everything's tiny. And so there's a better way to zoom in and out, actually. If you hold down the tab button, it will bring up this blue square. And the blue square you can move around. Let me zoom out just a little bit here. Might need to zoom out just a little bit more. Make sure I've got everything in here. So if I push tab, then you can move that blue square around, and then wherever you center up that blue square is going to be centered when you let go of the tab button. So that's a good way to just kind of bring up the device that you want to look at. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do once you get your session saved is, or once you get your session opened, is we need to save it. So up here in the right hand corner, it'll say unsaved project. We're going to save. And this is an important first step, is just naming it. For any of our projects we do in class, please always make sure to have your name on it, and then an underscore, and then the name of whatever assignment we're working on. So this first assignment is the sequence assignment. So if you can just type that, and then everything else just leave as is for now. I'll probably explain this stuff later as we get going, but these are just different settings. But leave all those as is, and then just hit save. And one really great thing about Audiotool, because it's online, once you save it once and have named it, it will forever be saved. And as soon as you make a change to your program, it saves that change. So you don't have to keep resaving it. And then you can go on a completely different computer and open up this same file and work on it right where you left off. And another really great thing is we can actually connect, you and I, on your project, and I can look at your project, and we can both be working on it at the same time. So if you run into any snags and you need me to jump in and see maybe what's going wrong with your project, I can come right in, and we can both be looking at the same screen at the same time. So to connect with me on a project, you need to go to Project and go to Invite, and then type in fast forward music, just like that, and you'll see my little pink star icon appear right here, and then I'll be listed as an editor down here. It'll say editor, and then you can hit save changes, and then I'll get a notification that says someone just invited you to their project, and I won't automatically come and look at your projects. There's just too many of you doing your projects. But if you ever need me to look at something, like I say, to help you figure out a problem or something's going wrong, just send me an email and say, this is the name of the project, this is the one I want you to check out, and I will go in and look at it, and like I say, we can even be on at the same time. So that's very handy.